UFC Fight Night Seattle, ADESANYA vs. PYFER is going down this Saturday, and I'm going to give you my predictions over the entire card. Starting with the early prelim opener of Zhu Kangjai versus Marcio Barbosa. I'm pretty sure this one got canceled. I'm pretty sure Zhu broke his nose. But if it didn't, I'm going to go with Barbosa to win this fight. Next up, we got Alexia Thayanara versus Bruna Brazil. I'm going to take Thayanara to get it done in the rematch. They fought once when I think Thayanara had like 2 fights and Brazil had 4, perhaps. Somewhere around there. They were both really young pros. Brazil won by submission, I want to say guillotine, in the 3rd round. But Thayanara's gotten a lot better. And I think she's going to get this one done. I think she's going to get the win in the rematch over Bruna in this one. Next up, on to a decent fight. We got Ricky Simón versus Adrian Yanez. I'm going to be taking Ricky Simón to win this fight. I feel like he has a better resume. I do like his win over Javid Basharat. Yanez hasn't fought since his split decision in 2024. And I just think Simón's, he's more active. I think he's going to be the fresher fighter throughout the fight. I think he's going to get this one done. The guys he's lost to aren't bad fighters. He has lost to Raoni Barcelos, Mario Bautista, Vinicius Oliveira. That kind of level of guys he can't seem to get past. But I do think he's going to be able to get past Yanez in this fight. So I will be taking Ricky Simón. Next up the card, we got Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. I'm going to take Sterling to get this one done, probably by TKO. Both Lopez losses come from KO and TKO. And I think Sterling's going to be much more comfortable on the feet. He has 4 knockout wins, 4 by decision, I believe. I don't think he has any subs. He might have 1, but I could be wrong. I just think he's going to be much more comfortable on the feet and find Bruno's chin. Bruno hasn't really shown that he's a world-class fighter. And I think Sterling could potentially be up there in the rankings in the future. I just think he needs to, work a little bit more. He's young in his career, and I think he's gonna get this one done against Bruno Lopez. Next up, we got Casey O'Neill versus Gabriela Fernandez. I'm gonna take Gabriela to win. O'Neill hasn't fought since 2024, August of 2024, and Fernandez has looked good in her last few fights. I'm just gonna take her to win this fight. Beat a inactive Casey O'Neill. She's she'll win a fight, get 2 fights canceled. Win a fight, get 1 fight canceled. Lose a fight. She's not very consistent as of late in her career, and I think Gabriela has been and is going to win this fight. Next up the card, Hoofda. We got Marcin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune. I'm going to take Tybura. He's on a full count. Fortune's coming off the couch, basically. Uh, Tybora obviously has a lot more experience. Um, Fortune, he just hasn't really shown uh, that he's got anything to really deal with Marcin Tybura. Um, so I will be taking Tybura to win this fight. Obviously, I think he has a lot better ground game than Fortune. Fortune's got a few KOs on his record. Obviously, you can't tell this. $7 billion company, and we don't have the records for debut fighters. Madness. But I mean, he doesn't really have a ground game. Tybura does have a decent ground game. Not the best ground game, but he does have a decent ground game. So I will be taking Tybura to win this fight. Next up the card. Now they start kind of getting good. We got Chase Hooper. The Nigerian Nightmare himself, fighting Lance Gibson Jr. I will be taking Chase Hooper to win this fight. He even though he lost to Alexander Hernandez in his last fight, he looked much better on the feet than he has previously, and that was a while ago. So hopefully he's improved more. Gibson just did not look good against Bobby Green. He lost a split decision against Bobby Green that should have just been a unanimous decision for Bobby Green. He's got solid low kicks. He does seem to have decent power in his hands, but like I said, Chase Hooper's gotten much better on the feet, and he's a much taller fighter. He only has 2 inches of reach on Lance here, but I think Hooper's going to use it. I think he's going to use that 2 inches of reach. I think he's going to stay on the outside. Hopefully he doesn't do all the spinning attacks that he did in the Hernandez fight, although he did almost catch Hernandez a few times, but he didn't end up getting it. So he was just spinning too much. But I think he's gotten much better on the feet, and I think he's gonna win this fight. Maybe by submission. Obviously, Hooper's got a much better jiu-jitsu game than he does striking. Gibson took Bobby Green down a few times, and Bobby just got up. I think if Hooper gets taken down, he's gonna look for a sub, and that's not where Gibson wants to be. So it's gonna stay on the feet, and I think Hooper's gonna do well against Gibson, who got knocked out in Bellator. He just doesn't really fight the best of opponents. Gibson doesn't. So I will be taking Chase Hooper to win this fight. Next up the card. Feature fight of the prelims. We got Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tofik Musayev. I'm going to take Musayev by KO TKO. In 22 professional wins, he has 18 knockouts. I mean, the guy's got power, and he is a rising fighter. So he does fight decent opponents. Not the best, but it is, I rate a rising fighter higher than, say, a Bellator fighter or just a regular regional scene fighter. Bahamondes is good. He is a solid fighter on the feet. I think he comes from a kickboxing background. But I think Musayev's gonna get this one done. He has some power, and his kicks and his knees just cut into you. He has a few body shot KOs where he just digs that foot right into your gut, and you just topple over. So I will be taking Musayev to win this fight. On to the main card. We got Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. I will be taking Terrence McKinney. He's a kill or be killed fighter. And Nelson has been killed before. He has 2 knockout losses, 2 submission losses, I believe. And Terrence does have knockout power. He can find the chin. He also can find a sneaky submission from time to time. It's a tough one. You know, I hope Terrence is actually training for this fight. I hope, Nelson is tough, but I do hope McKinney gets a win here. I do like McKinney. It's just, it is kind of tough to choose him to win a fight when he doesn't necessarily train as hard as he should. Or so reports say. But I will be taking him to beat the Canadian. That's kind of the main reason here. If Nelson was from Louisiana, I might think differently. But he's from Canada, so I will be taking McKinney to win this fight. Next up the card, we have Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusuri Belgiari. I will be taking Mansour to win this fight. He's a very physical, aggressive middleweight. He has a great grappling and wrestling background. I believe he was a D1 wrestler. I think he's going to use the wrestling against the kickboxer. Belgori's, he's got a great kickboxing background. He's beaten Alex Pereira in kickboxing by a decision. Then he got knocked out by him twice. So, do with that information as you will. But I just think Mansour's going to use the grappling and just kind of not wet blanket, because he does have power in his hands. I think he does look to finish fights. But he's going to definitely use the grappling to his advantage, get Belgori down, and then probably just ground and pound finish him. Like I said, he does have power in his hands. He is a big physical guy, and he can get into dominant positions and just rain down shots that will hurt you. So I see this one going to a ground and pound finish. Probably in the first round, but I wouldn't be surprised if Belgori kind of keeps it on the feet and sneaks himself into the second or third round. But I will be taking Mansour to win this fight. Next up the card, we got Julian Erosa versus Larian Douglas. I'm going to take Julian Erosa to win this fight. He's got a lot more experience. Obviously he only has one fight. Just joking here. Come on, guys. That was funny. You should laugh. But I will be taking Erosa. He's got a lot more experience. I think he's gonna use that experience to take this fight to the ground, and search for a sub, find a sub on Douglas. Not a whole lot to say about this fight. I just going off vibes, really. I feel like Erosa's gonna find a sub on Douglas here. Next up the card. Well, this is not up to date because Michael Chiesa is fighting Nico Price. But I will be taking Michael Chiesa to win the fight. It almost feels... It feels like Chiesa's getting tossed a layup so he can get a Robbie Lawler-esque knockout against the same guy for his retirement in front of his home crowd. Chiesa fights out of Spokane. They're on different sides of the state than Seattle is, but Same state, so it is kind of his home crowd. But I just see Chiesa getting the knockout against Nico Price. I I do not see Price doing good. He's just not a UFC caliber fighter. Chiesa is old, but he does have good hands. He's got decent boxing, and I think he's going to find the chin and put Price away. Next up the card, we have the co-main event of the evening. Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. I will be taking Alexa Grasso to win this fight. I think it's going to go the same way as their first fight did, and I think Grasso's going to win a decision. But she could sneak a sub in there. Word on the street is she's been working her jiu-jitsu with Diego Lopez, if you know what I mean. So, she might find a sneaky sub on Macy Barber, who just isn't very active. She doesn't fight a whole lot. I'd like it if she fought more. I think she had a seizure against Erin Blanchfield. I could be wrong on that, but there was something weird with that fight, if I'm remembering correctly. Like right before the fight, it got called off. But yeah, I will be taking Alexa Grasso to win this fight. She looks much better. But she also looks better, and when she fights, So it's a tough one, but I will be taking Grasso to win this fight. Next up, in the main event, we have Israel Adesanya versus Joe Body Cam Turned Off PYFER. Gonna take old Joe to win this fight. Izzy's on a 3-fight skid. He lost the belt to Strickland, lost to DDP by sub, and then got TKO'd by Imavov. And he did not really look good in his last outing against Imavov. And PYFER does have heavy, heavy hands. So I kind of just see PYFER walking down Adesanya, connecting with a couple of big shots and putting him away. We could get a vintage Izzy fight, but I don't see that happening. We thought we were going to get a vintage Izzy fight against Imavov, and that obviously did not happen. So I just think Joe's gonna walk him down, TKO him. If it does go to the ground, Joe's got a much better ground game than Adesanya does. So it could go to a sub like his Abus fight. I think he clipped Abus. I had a parlay where if PYFER had a TKO instead of a sub, I would have won $3,700. Gosh dang it, Joe PYFER, because he almost had the TKO and he stopped throwing punches to lock up a submission. And I was so upset. But it is what it is, So I will be taking Joe PYFER to win this fight. This is going down this Saturday, March 28th, Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. That has been the video. Thank you for watching. This has been Wheezy MMA. I'm Wheezy, and I'm out. Have a good one.